Alright, I forgot to change the title. Oh, whoops. But there we go. We're back, everybody, here again with some more Minecraft. Last time we dug a hole for an hour and a half and got one wither skeleton skull. Just one. So, yeah, we need to do a little better. Currently, we're here on day 94. And, yeah, we got some big plans to try and get ahead here. We got our one wither skeleton skull. We also need to work on upgrading our bows as well, and some of our additional bits and bobs. I think today we're gonna do some upgrading. I think we're overdue for some extra stuff to be done. Go ahead and get that right in there, that right in there. There we go. And yeah, we want a haste 2 beacon to finish digging everything else out. And until we get that, kind of gridlocked for a little bit. So, a bit unfortunate, but that's how it is. We were also working on getting feather falling last time, which we seem to have basically no luck in doing. Also keeping an eye out for sweeping edge and having some plans made for some other tools and bits and pieces. So, we need to keep an eye out for everything else around. Yeah, mainly feather falling will be a big one here. And, you know, we'll make a quick little enchant on a bow. That's fine. Just out of curiosity. There we go. Oh, damn. That's a good ass bow. Wow. All right. Well, that takes care of the bow. All right. That is very, very good. Damn. We fucking literally cannot do much better than that. So, alrighty. I'm gonna happily take that one. That's going in there. And let's see here. That is an insanely good pull. You literally cannot get better than that. That was actually fucking insane. Wow. Alrighty, let's go ahead and cook up a couple of spare tools as well. Just to kind of flip through as we are doing some of our enchantments. Alright, there we go. We got Feather Falling 1 and 2, which we can go ahead. We'll leave them there. Feather Falling 1 as well. And it looks like we need some more iron boots. Ever get anything useful at that point, but I guess we could get Silk Touch on the pickaxe. I think that'd be fine. No, because I'm using it to repair that one, so it's not quite the same. Oh, wait, what am I talking about? Let's just make another pickaxe. We got a Silk Touch pickaxe and a regular one. And yeah, we're also looking for Sweeping Edge, Efficiency 4 to combine here so we can get a full Efficiency 5. And then, yeah. I'll also take a second to disenchant those since those are worthless. And let's go ahead and get out our water bucket. Also gonna move some stuff around here a little bit. There we go. Let those guys start drowning, doing their thing. Any second now. We're not gonna bother fixing up the we're not gonna bother fixing up the pickaxe right now either, all things considered, so. There's just not like a big need for it because we're gonna be fixing a bunch of stuff here really soon. Yeah, we're basically trying to make perfect everything without mending. I'll also go for the hoe at some point too, since we do need Unbreaking 3 and Efficiency 4 on that. But anywho, let's go ahead and hit Silk Touch. Very good. Smite, don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Feather Falling 3, there we go. Alright, and we need to sleep here in a moment. But we got Feather Falling 3, which means we can finally finish making Feather Falling 4. Put on our boots. Came with Blast Protection 2, but that shouldn't cause any issues, luckily, so let that build up and then try and sleep real quick. Sure, it's daytime. There we go. And then, let's see here. What else do we need? Unbreaking. Sweeping Edge. There we go. Perfect. Great. Sweeping Edge 3. Solid enough. We should add sharpness on it, but that's alright. These things do happen. Let's go ahead and make a hoe. We gotta get Efficiency 4 on something, so... Just realized I didn't get any of my books yet. I'm gonna throw it on something. Not gonna lie, I'm pretty much out of things to slap it on. Ooh, another Feather Falling 3. Take that. Cool. That's perfect. That gets me up here then. Breaking, breaking, breaking. I suppose we could try another sword or something. Good. Alrighty. Let's see here what we got book-wise. These fucking suck. Ain't nothing of value there. Let's just get to level 30 and enchant something. What are we feeling today? I can't hurt to get another pickaxe. Good is a strong word that I should not have chosen, but that is quite alright. These things can and do happen. Should they? No, not particularly. Do they? Yes. That also means we get to disenchant that, and we need to get Efficiency 4. Fortunately for these guys, there's no solace for them at all. None. It stays difficult for them, and they suffer for all time. Alright, what are we thinking? Ooh. Oh, can't do that. That's passable. Wait, what else we got? Could get a Silk Touch shovel, I suppose that would be okay. Knockback, don't care too much about. Want another hoe. Just that way I can keep the other one that I have. Yeah, let's see your book-wise. These just suck. They suck complete cheeks. That's fine. Let's see here. Right. Perfect. There we go. Find those. There we go. Alright, and let's do some anvil work. Whoa, that was way bigger. Perfect. Go. There we go. Yep. We need to boost some more infestation potions too, since I know we're definitely in one of these. Although I'm not sure by how much yet. We're doing pretty good on tools though, we'll say. Alright. 14. There we go. Just need mending on them one of these days, but we have perfect boots now. We got a full set of perfect armor. That's good. Efficiency 5. Oh, hey, perfect. We even have the perfect one to combine for our silk touch hoe. Here, what do we got? Perfect, perfect hose, perfect pickaxe, near perfect sword. Once we can get sharpness 4 on another variant, that would be ideal. And then, I guess we could try for silk touch real quick. Oh, that's silk touch efficiency, so you know what other level 30 we gotta get. I know this bit's a little bit dull at the start, obviously, but, you know, it is worth it, because we get to have perfect tools, which makes my life a lot easier going forward. And that means we get to do a lot more cool stuff. We need sharpness 4. Go back in there. Alright, what else do we need? Alright, I wanted efficiency 4 on that pickaxe. I could finish making my silk touch pick to efficiency 5. And if it has fortune on something, we don't really care because we have a mending fortune pickaxe, so it hardly matters at all. Alrighty. Efficiency 4, fortune 2, whatever. A bit lame. That's alright. Oh, power 4. I'm bringing a power 5. Neat. We will snag that real quick. Alright, we are looking for a power 4. Snag that. Annoyingly, we are really not getting anything too good here at all for this sword. It's very annoying. I guess we can work on an axe, why not? That's the other tool we haven't actually done yet. Alright, let's make an axe. There we go. Put stuff into here. Why not? That's fine. I really do not want to give us sharpness though, that's for sure. We'll get the efficiency 4 book and we'll save the axe for whatever else later. Go. Efficiency 4. What else we got? Blast protection 4. Not good. No flippin' sharpness anywhere, man. Go for density. I don't know. Alright, 3. Don't really care. Freaking sharpness 2. Fine. Whatever. Sharpness 3. Level 30, we get sharpness freaking 3. I think it's been almost 20 minutes again, considering we have already set upon nighttime again. So, we can get sharpness 3. If we get another sharpness 2 book, then that'll get us up and out, so that'll be fine. There's at least a clear enough path forward, it should be okay. A little bit more. Alright, let's go ahead and get sharpness 3. Boop, there we go. And let's pop down our good old bed. Let's see if we can get another diamond sword real quick. And get another batch of sharpness. Nice. There's nothing left to swing at. We may not have enough XP orbs here, but we might get surprised and have just enough, so we'll see. It'll be just short. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Sharpness 4. A very good sword. Bit tragic it came so late because we could have planned around things a little better had it not been so damn late, but that's okay. These things do happen. Alright. That is most of my levels, but that is good. That means too, I'm gonna keep that in there. If this can get disenchanted. I'll keep the sharpness 3 sword. I don't feel particularly attached to it one way or the other. Alright. I'll keep that in there too as a spare because we have an efficiency 4 book, which we can use there. Or we can use it on the axe. That was the other thing I said I might do. Great. Nah, I said I could combine them. It's fine. Alright, we just got some basic combos we need to set back up. We'll do one more. It should get us the remaining XP that we're looking for here, so we should be okay. Very near it, I would hope. Perfect. 16. All of our pickaxes are good, our sword is good, our hoes are good. Our axes is what we're working on now, and then our bow. Alright, we got the 16. There we go. And then we need to get the 6. And that will get us our perfected bow. We now have our bow. Perfect. Can't get a better bow than that. That'll be good. Got that fixed up. otherwise, in terms of tools, I guess we could work on a fortune shovel and a fortune axe, but they're not a particular necessity. This is only good for gravel to flint, which I don't need, so I really need gravel more than I need flint. And then there's nothing I can mine with a bookshelf that would require fortune. Instead, it would require not having silk touch. Not necessarily that fortune would be better, but it means I don't have to have silk touch. So I would build another one out of just having everything be clean, and even at that point, that's more for mining bookshelves, things of that nature. Not too worried about it, but otherwise, we've still got pretty high durability armor, so don't have to worry about a whole lot. And we're pretty much golden here. Going there, whatever. I guess we'll put the minerals and stuff that we use for enchanting in there. We need to make sure we get an arrow too. My books. Put those away there. Get our bucket out. Right. Go. We'll take some time to manipulate our inventory here a little bit, I guess. Those away. There we go. Put that away somewhere else. See the sheer amount we got hopes for us, so we're gonna be doing this for a while. Well, that caught the last of the XP, so we'll just walk back with it trailing us, I guess, a little bit best we can. It does tend to orbit a bit more. Whoops, not F3G, F3B. There we go. Oh, excuse me. Hey, level 40. That's pretty good. We should be wearing off here soon. There we go. Oh, that was one of the things of all time. That is pretty damn good. Recap, in 23 minutes we had perfect tools, barring mending. So, yeah. Mending is actually on a pretty decent chunk of things. We only need it on 4 more pieces of tools, and then we'll have permanent tools forever. And then this armor is a stopgap until I get perfect diamond armor, which I will probably work on now that the tools are taken care of. But we're not going to do that today because I'm not feeling like it. So yeah, we still got other stuff that needs doing. And we also need to get some arrows. There we go. And let's see here. I guess we're pretty much good. We've got enough space for just right about everything. So yeah, we're good. Day 96, and we're falling, chilling. Ain't got nothing to worry about. The only thing though is we'll need to get however many stacks of iron. So considering we need over 2 stacks of iron blocks, we're probably looking at 22 stacks of iron ore that we will need to get and smelt to make enough iron blocks. So that's kind of the other caveat to all of this, is that we're just going to need a metric crap ton. Well, at least spawning seems to be working a little bit better. Should be able to aggro the wither skeletons. But whether or not they drop anything of use is a entirely different matter, unfortunately. I hit that gas, bit of a shame. That's alright. Got him. Can't one-shot these guys without a smite axe, or we can with a sword, I think, but that means I'd have to land a crit, and considering things have been a little freaky recently, I don't know if I'll hit a crit or not. But yeah, it's basically just, I guess, whatever we can do to, kind of refresh this area a bit, and see if we can, we need to come up with a system that lets us despawn everything, like run in a direction, despawn basically everything, and then run back over another direction, and then everything respawns. I think our best bet is getting a bunch of cobblestone and bridging out, you know, 100 blocks or something out over yonder. So we'll need, if I want to build 3-block wide path with 1-block high walls, and we want it to be 100 blocks, we need 500 blocks of cobble. And we'll bring 600 just so we have a little bit extra to work with. So yeah, we're looking at about, we'll just bring 10 stacks. We'll keep it nice and simple. Because we'll also use some extra cobble, I'm sure, to do some additional pathing and things like that at some point. So it's good to have. But yeah, 10 stacks of cobblestone ought to do it. And then if I can smuggle a horse in there somehow, I don't know how, but somehow, then I ought to be able to get some good stuff done. I'll see if I can bring, I can't bring my horse because he's here, obviously, but I want either a horse or, oh, maybe I could install an ice boat road in there. Because we basically just need to go really fast and unload it really quick. So whatever that speed is, oh, didn't I write one down? We might make a pit stop. Packed ice, 14,791. That is 10,000 blocks away. So, maybe not. Oh, but we have that frozen peaks nearby. We can go visit those for some packed ice. Yes, that's what we'll do. All right, now we're getting somewhere. I think that also means too I should test out kind of my other theory. Like we got some extra magma cube spawns. I always like having those, even though they're not particularly useful. But there is something I want to test real quick. So we're going to pop on over to our creative world just for a moment because I would like to see if I can do some quick testing. So we're going to get some cobblestone walls, and we're going to get some packed ice, and we're going to go ahead and get a boat. Now, before, how I used to build them involved like iron bars and placing a bunch of blocks up on the side and shit, and it ended up being super like inefficient and made things pretty annoying to do. So I think what we need to do for like a path, I guess all we would need to do for a path is, and I'm keeping in mind that I'm going to be building this out in the nether for like also a physical walkway, although maybe I don't necessarily need to do that, was basically we had something like this, right, where you'd have to pillar out to a side and then iron bars at an annoying hitbox and that whole kind of deal. And I would also build them to be 1 block wide like this, which is why I used iron bars, because the slimmer hitboxes and all that. But I think now what we can do is with walls, and I guess replacing it with packed ice, I want to say this would hopefully work, where we could put the boat on the packed ice and just have the walls here. I'm taking that as a no. Yeah, that's a no. That's a shame. Fences, maybe? We tried fences. Do they count as a slimmer hitbox? This is a slim enough hitbox. But I like being able to just place down fences or walls because they have a block and a half hitbox within like a single block. So you can just place a ton of rows of them super duper easy and they'll extend up. But the answer is no by the looks of it. Which again is just a bit of a shame. Now, if they were up a block or whatever, then I think it would be okay. Which is, you know, it's still passable, but it's just kind of, yeah. It only stocks his defenses, don't it? Okay, so we do have multiple ways we can go about doing this. But it looks like our main way is literally just crap ton of walls, and you place them down, and then out you go, and then the lips will catch you too, which is fine. But as for how this holds in a setting like this, where it's 3 blocks wide, could you do this instead, where you've got the walls set out to the side, and again, because of the 1.5 hitbox, extend everything out a little differently. So if it was built like this, I mean, that keeps you going straight across, but what if I can't run it across a wall? Perfect. Alright, so yeah, this would basically be our path for ice boats, and also just having like a walking path too. I think this would work pretty well. It conserves on packed ice very well, and then from there we're pretty much good, so it's really just getting a hold of some packed ice. But we don't need to sweat that one right this second. Instead, what we're gonna do is make some walls, like so. Okay, that should be fine. Alright. That out so it's nice and even. Otherwise, we just need to drag everything across. This is going to take some time, granted, but that's alright. Always a little sketchy bridging over lava, even if you got good armor, you know? At least we got feather falling now, so if we do fall, at least we can hopefully try and fall on that gravel instead of lava. It's just taking fall damage at that point. Could be ideal. Yeah, hopefully what we can do is we can use this to unload and reload the area super duper fast. And then once it's reloaded, we see, do we got any wither skeletons, blazes, anything worth killing? The answer is yes, we go kill it, get what we can, and then we run all the way back, and then we do it all again. At least that's the dream, so. Be much faster with Swift Sneak, but we only got Swift Sneak 2 on a book, so we don't use any of that yet until we get Diamond Pants, and frankly, it's worth just raiding that ancient city still, because you might just find a pair of pants with Sneak on them. So, we'll see what we get one of these days. But yeah, this still gives us a good effective bridge design, even up on the bedrock roof, where as long as we just have ice blocks, every other block in the center is packed ice, and then 3 blocks out we have the cobblestone walls, and we're pretty much fine. Looks like we've also got a little bit more fortress over there that we have not explored yet, I think, so worth noting, but I haven't heard about that yet. got a gas nearby. I don't like because I don't see it. Yeah, it should be plenty far for right now. How many nether biomes are there? Again, there's Crimson Forest, Wart Forest, Soul Sand Valley, and Basalt Delta. So we've seen, and you can see the reloading's already working considering we just got a blaze to spawn at the tip there. But, considering we've only gotten 3 out of 5 biomes, we actually don't have access to any netherwood right now, so we may take a journey throughout the world to, try and get some, hopefully. It'll be pretty good to do. But that's not our priority right this second, so I'm not going to worry about it for now. Plus, these walls give us a natural way to introduce some lighting into this build without putting it straight on the path, so this should be pretty good for doing a lot of transport, things like that. Oops. Out he goes. Nice, quick, swift shot. Could say something else here, but I'm going to not do that because I've said enough of it. But if you know, you know. Anywho, let's go ahead and keep on placing down some cobble. I don't really know exactly where I want to taper it off at. I guess we should just taper it off over solid land is like the minimum. Just so that way, you know, we're definitely cleared of everything we're looking to do, and then we don't have to worry about something glitching and then putting us in lava if we somehow careen off the edge, because we'll just go into solid ground. So I think it's a fair thing to do. And it really ensures that we're far enough away as well, block-wise. Especially since we've used over 2 stacks of walls, so we should be probably about 80-something blocks away from the tip of the fortress. And as long as we're far enough away to make sure that everything is deloaded, then that's kind of our main goal, so... that crafting table there for now, since I'm sure we're going to need it again here in a moment. But it's okay for now. Bone blocks we can take advantage of. Great, and that will cover us there, I'd have to say. Keyboard wanted to freeze for a second there, that's never fun. Good thing we are not over any lava or nothing, because we already finished building the bridge. So yeah, there we go, get that going. And then we basically just need to make a quick journey over the mountains to pick up some packed ice, which will be pretty quick to do. Realistically, we're going to go ahead and put down some torches. Hit F3 here. We're looking at 57. We're going to go to 47. Then we're going to go to 37. Shoot that guy. First try. 37. Just make sure, too, that we don't have any issues with mob spawning on this bridge as best as we can. Just so that way we can effectively use the boat without having to do a crap ton of spawn proofing. Which is always nice. And anything that ends in 7, using our targeted block coordinates on the left-hand side. please. See if we can. Wow, I missed that last one super bad. I didn't even hit the same fucking guy. Whoops. Excuse me. Yeah. There's another one there as well. Can't shoot him now that these pigmen are in the way. Luckily, they are at the same time taking a lot of the shots, though. You can hold on just a moment. There we go. I did pick up the crafting table. Good. Man, you think I'd hit him by now? He's standing still. Come on. It's a stationary target. Those are the easy ones. And you can see why I tend not to stream shooter games on my channel. Because my dumbass misses all the fucking time. So, that is what it do, though. Look at just the amount of them. Shot 5 of them and they all missed. Ah, that's too funny. Alright, well, that's alright. It is what it is. And I think already you can see how effective this is going to be. This gives us a safe, clean way to get this all deloaded and start excavating some of these guys out. Only we could prevent pigmen from spawning. That would be the main thing. Alright, so we'll head back into the overworld and try and go get some packed ice here real quick, make our lives a little bit easier. Also just like seal this off because I can. I'll do a little something like that. And yeah, let's go ahead and go get some packed ice here real quick. I don't exactly remember where the frozen peaks are, but I'm pretty confident we'll find them easily. They're definitely within the mountain ranges near our base, so they shouldn't be too difficult to find. Let's keep your mind out for some creepers, just in case. Still need to kind of secure this place a little bit better. It's usually fine because it's all lit up and I usually am back during the daytime, but sometimes you just never know, right? So yeah, let's go ahead and grab good old Horseburt out here. That's not his actual name, by the way. So, you know, the way you would call, like, any dog a dog, right, before you actually have a name for it, I call any animal something Bert until I have an actual name for it. So this is Horseburt, right? He's a horse, and it's Bert, and that's pretty much as far as that goes. I should get some really good leather boots. That should be my next thing I work on with my enchantment stuff. And I'm only half joking with that, by the way. That's not full joke, so it is something I'll definitely work on at some point to get good boots. Because they don't need mending on them or nothing, but having good like leather boots with like the enchantments, mainly protection, just with the percent reduction and having feather falling, is still super useful. So it is worth having. Hello. Right? Well, we need to start getting ahead on it, so good spot as any to try and get some iron. Just in that little bit, we got 28. So, yeah. If 18 stacks of iron will get us 2 stacks of blocks, then we've already got, let's see here. 1 stack out of 20 would be 5%, so about 2.5% of what we're doing, just from that tiny, tiny little bit. So, yeah, that's actually a pretty doable goal. It'll get a lot better too as we get to some of the other mountain ranges out in the world. Ah, that's right, I had turned down my render distance. No, really? Interesting. All right. Where on Earth? I want to say it's over there. I'm pretty confident that's where I had left it before. Left it. Yeah, like I could move the mountain and go put it down somewhere. I just want to say it's probably out in that direction is what I'm feeling. Um, that's roughly what I remember it being at. So we're gonna just ease on down the mountain here. Hopefully not fall into some powdered snow or nothing too violent. And looks like we're home clear. Alright, good. That'll get us some extra cooked food and steak, things like that, so may as well. Still good to get some leather too. I don't need the wool or nothing else, so I don't care about the sheep. I'm pretty confident it's out over here though. Oh, these are definitely new chunks considering the lava fall. So maybe I am misremembering. I could have sworn there was a mountain range. A Frozen Peaks mountain range. Just that little bit has got us 60, 16 steak and 15 leather. So yeah, we can make more saddles. That's always good. Seriously, don't know why it took them 15 years to add a saddle crafting recipe, but I'm glad they did it because again, as I talked about at length before, indirect buffs like that feel like they can be a lot more impactful without having to change up the entire game or add a new feature that may or may not go underused. So I like seeing them personally. I'm starting to feel less and less confident about this considering we're starting to get close to hot biomes, so there's a good chance it may have been over another way. But I know for a fact, and I cannot stress it enough, that we have a frozen peak very close by. So it's just a matter of remembering where that is, and I'm sure we'll find it. I think we'll pass day 100 this stream as well too, so that'll be pretty interesting to see kind of how far we've gone since then. Especially considering how much of it was just spent looking for a base to be at, not even like doing anything per se, just having a good base to call home, finding a good terrain to be in. Ooh, got some beehives. We'll have to incorporate some beehives into some of our stuff at some point. I think certain trees, when you bone meal them or when they grow, can have beehives on them, but they have to do it near flowers. So there they are. So there's the ice that we were looking for. I knew it was close by. But yeah, I think some trees will have beehives in them as long as you grow them near flowers or something. I'll have to check the wiki for that. But that would be good to have, so that way we can grow a couple in our base. We'll take the surrounding ones and we'll grow the rest near the base. And then I don't use honey for a lot, but it's one of those things that like when you need it, you really need it. So I would rather have it just to have it, you know? So especially when it comes to having a bunch of honey blocks and probably use Eonaxaphor as a honey farm because again that thing is legitimately super good, compact, and it's a very good way to just get a bunch of honey. But again, we're not at the auto farming stage yet on a lot of stuff because of the core concept. Remember what we're here for, right? We're here for a big ass chunk base with about every farm under the sun to use. So we want to really see that goal through to the end, however that may or may not look. And I'm sure we'll get there one day. Got some more bees. Good for them. We may be coming into contact with the growth here soon, so we should be a little aware of what we're doing. Or rather, a snowy slopes. I don't think groves actually have the powdered snow that I'm so worried about. But either way, you're up at a Frozen Peaks. We've got some packed ice, small little cave we can nestle the horse into after I take some steps to light it up and try and make it a little safer for him. After I fucking drown him, apparently. Great. Anyways. Gotta goat too. Alright, yeah, cool. Let's go ahead and get the horse before he horses off and kills himself. There we go. We're horsing around. See, it's funny because it's like horse. Anyways, you can sit here. There we go. And he's nice and safe, and I don't have to think about him. And with our Silk Touch pickaxe, we're going to go ahead and get up a little bit higher and see if we can break out some packed ice out from the mountains. We'll inevitably snag some real ice with it too by accident. But, you know, we'll try and put that back as we get it. Just because it's not something we really need, so. Ooh, hey, what do you know? We actually have a village close enough by. Oh, very cool. Well, we already have that one spot for the breeder that we have, so don't need to do too much with that. Of course, we also need to make sure that we take some time to clean up all of our extra bits. And we're just going to go to 2 stacks. We don't really need any more than 2 stacks, so, you know, it's just a matter of taking what we need, being happy with what we have, and then kind of moving on from there. Because we don't need to decimate the entire mountain for packed ice that we almost definitely won't use for a long time. Again, if I truly need more down the line, I have more, and I'll have enough to build a path to the iceberg biome on the Netherroom. And then from there, I can harvest all of that for its packed ice. And then I can leave the rest of the mountain intact, so should be alright. One more, and we're good. So that was a quick and simple little journey, just to get some packed ice. We can go ahead and grab the horse. Looks like I could have gone here for it. Oops. Shows a pretty thin part to snag. There it is. He didn't have too far he can wander into. Although he can be a bit of a butt, so that's no good. See our mountain range straight across that we need to get on over through. Be pretty easy to do. Powdered snow again, so let's be a little mindful. And again, we are stuck because Horse Spirit is a little cumbersome to move, but again, no fault of his own. That's alright. Right on through a bit. And then however we gotta do it, we gotta climb up and down through the mountain up here. Come on now. That looks like powdered snow, which we may need to be a little mindful of. Yeah. But luckily the horse goes through it pretty easy, actually. I thought he'd get stuck a lot harder, but apparently not. That was a quick little journey. There we go. Drop him off back in there. We've got 2 stacks of packed ice, and our armor is still in good shape, which is nice to see. Then, yeah, we can just go ahead and hop on over. There we go. Looks like it's just the one, unfortunately, but you know that. Again, with this system that we're devising here, we should be able to load and reload the chunks to be a lot better, so yeah. That's the only other annoying thing is the gas spawns, but we can live with them, so that's alright. Whoops. It scares me every time. Thought I was gonna fall, but no, we got a safety wall the whole way around, so we shouldn't have to worry about falling. However, it is still good to have eyes on it. You know, it's a safety line that's your last resort. You shouldn't over-rely on it in case it itself breaks, you know. So, better safe than sorry. Do what we can here. And that gets us to our endpoint. So just out of curiosity, if I flung it there, couldn't go through, go ahead and turn around, drive the boat on through. Ooh, see that one? Let's not do anything too stupid. Alright. Got withered and burned, and he's still chasing me. Now that is another issue that we will have to consider, unfortunately. But again, good enough sign. A little too quiet. Don't like that. It's a little weird. Just trying to do a run back and then run forward. Maybe we're too fast and it doesn't have enough time to like generate mobs or something. I'm just trying to spitball here, so. That went back, that went forward. Nope, it definitely can do it. You would not have gotten me that fast, but that's alright. There we go. We're still gonna have to do manual cleanup over here to get all this turned into another brick. So I think again that's part of it as well. Is that this isn't all nether brick, so here's if we go ahead and just tap the W. Okay, well, you set my ice on fire. What the hell? How do you even do that? Oh, definitely got some wither skeletons. F3B, okay. I had a little bit more here than I anticipated. Okay, I wanted those guys dead first, but it looks like that's not going to be the case this time. For now, up here. Got another skull, I saw it. Nice. Tapping W, believe it or not, as simple as it is, I think that actually did make a difference. And if I had to put a reason on it, I'd say it would be because it actually gives them, wait for real, come on, there we go. I would say it's because it actually gives them more time to spawn. I could be a fluke though, to be fair, so we're gonna do a little bit of testing. We're gonna see if that's gonna actually hold consistent if we do it again. As is the basis of all science. But should that be the case, that would be a respectable enough way to get a hold of some extra goodies. Blaze rods, magma cream, obviously wither skulls, things of that nature. Could you choose? You fuck off? Like, come on, man. You know anywhere else you could be? There we go. Blaze noises. I don't know where they are, but if I had to guess, I'd say they're up there somewhere. So, put ear out for that. Yeah, we can just go super fast away there, turn around, Hat W, try and keep straight. Three blazes. Our armor is going to be taking a beating though doing this. It's kind of another thing we need to consider. Yeah. Nothing there, so I think it was a fluke, yeah. Sounds like a gas saw me as well, but I don't see it, so it doesn't matter to me. I see that one. Blaze crackles. Got a pack of regular old skeletons here. Okay. I don't get it. How did he deflect that? Do you see that? That's not the first time it's happened to anything. It keeps happening, whether it's with me or with like random mobs. It's so freaking weird. Alright, run up all these guys. Okay, rude. I was busy looking at inventory for a butthead. I think right by the last one. Dang. It may be time for us to try and get some mending as well from a villager. Which means we'd have to set up the, breeder first and then kind of just start chaining from there, so we'll do with that what we will, but don't worry too much about it right this second. Anywho, let's go ahead and clean up our inventory a little bit. There we go. There we go. These crackles. It looks like just hanging out here also spawned a couple more bits, but nothing to worry about at the moment. Trying to keep an eye out for those other blazes, but not really seeing them. Okay. That's the other issue, I guess, with unfortunately using walls for lighting and not fences specifically, is when they pillar out. So yeah, if we did want to have lighting, we would probably have to slot it in between the blocks for it to be truly, like, fully seamless. Prevent, like, issues, so... We also, now that I'm sitting here and I'm actually dealing with it, should do that because we just went on top of the nether brick, which is never a good idea. Interesting. Very interesting. Didn't ask. Anyways, what day are we on? Day 98 in game. Not too bad. See, we got a little bit out here, but again, just some pigment. Nothing to worry about. Go ahead and take that. And we'll toss it out over the side. We'll keep the bows. I heard it, but I didn't move fast enough on it. I hit the E key again instead of failing, so had a bit of a misinput. You can see though it is definitely taking a pretty big beating. So yeah, I think we'll have to focus on getting mending sooner rather than later. Now we can still obviously fix this stuff up with just some cheap, like, you know, iron gear. So we can still fix it the old-fashioned way in an anvil, but longer term mending is going to be super duper useful considering our pants don't have a scratch on it. So we will take some time to get that going. Looks like we may be going a little bit too fast again. I didn't even shoot him. He just walked into that on his own. Alright, well, just waiting there for a little bit. We'll see if that makes any amount of difference. And sure, shoot. It sure looks like it does. Alright, a little weird, but okay. Oh, certainly did make a little difference. And one of them, no, it might be due to pack spawning rules. I was gonna say one of them definitely did spawn on netherrack and not nether brick, but that's not a guarantee, unfortunately, just due to how pack spawning rules work. Knock that health down. Sometimes it's good to actually take a second to stop and like say it out loud and have that reminder, because it can be pretty hard to see the health icons from the effect. So not that you're playing blind, but you're playing impaired, which is not good. It's almost definitely nether brick, yeah, alright. I think that's going to be our next goal here, is to try and get some extra nether brick. So instead of running back and forth for right now, we're going to pick a section of the fortress and just disassemble it for all of its brick. At least as much of it as we can carry. If I had to pick a section, I would probably pick this one. Also, we should make sure to use our fortune pick and not the silk touch one, since we can repair this with mending, so... We can't hold a whole lot of it, unfortunately, at the moment. It's okay. We can hold enough. never too early to start getting into pearls, you know? Plus they are legitimately useful too, just for daily use, so I don't mind having them. That should be enough nether brick to get things started, so... Heard him teleport, where'd he teleport to? Still waiting on it. Where the hell did he go? You still mad? In the pit? Yep. Damn, he does a whole heart. Wow. That's certainly something. Store that away. 4 ender pearls. Nice find. That is pretty good. We will take those for sure. It's only 12:30? Damn. I'm so used to it being like 6 or something by now just because I tend to stay up so damn late. But that is definitely a nice change of pace. That is for sure. Alright, well, with whatever nether brick we got, let's go ahead and replace all of our netherrack. Bigger swatches we can make, I think the better off we're going to be, so... Wow, that one almost got me. But over his head that got him down with though. Yeah, he's far enough away, it's fine. Like something's in there. It's where you can see the box line. Or sight line rather. But yeah, we're just flattening all of this out and then we will pop in there to start placing down the brick. Gotcha. Alright, here we go. Regular pigmen, that's weird. I don't really tend to see them too often. Another one just drew its bow at me, but I can't really tell. Go. And we've only got 56 left. Alright, so we got another nice chunk of nether brick placed down. That should help things along a little bit, and then we'll get this section next. But first, let's go ahead and do our run back to try and unload and reload everything. And if we can just get one more skull, we can make our first beacon. What we're not looking for. Right. Nice. Blaze, and it looks like a regular skeleton. Again, that'll go away after enough time on its own, but you know, while we're here, we'll clear out some extra fire as we go along, just to make things a little bit easier. Yeah, a little bit sketchy there, but it's alright. Bunch of baby pigmen. That's a little weird. And I guess we can go find some more nether brick. That's what we'll do. Alright, back into the hole. We seem to be having a bit of a dry spell, unfortunately. Right. There we go, just about another 3 stacks of blocks. Not the most in the world, but it is enough to make a dent, so I'm happy with it. That gets us to four stacks. See, we got some extra blazes and things of that nature. Piglins even too, which is pretty odd. Again, they're pretty uncommon. Man, that hurt. That's a full heart. Anyways. Hopefully with the brick we have, we can finish off this section. Would be ideal. Other skeletons out there, we're gonna have to go take care of. Take care of those guys before they despawn as well. On that health now. Still none. Dang, we've only got that one that we got. Bit of a shame. Ah, it's alright. We'll get to it when we get to it. For right now, but we should finish off a nice little quarter. And we should probably take a minute to go play Firefighter. See if we can knock out some of these weird random flames. They're just kind of out and about here. Especially these ones. There we go. That should be good. Got a small batch of nether bricks we can work with. Oh, that got him first try. Nice. There we go. Put this on over. Not nice. Yep, seems to be a little effective. Holy crap. It's like 6 blazes there in one spot. Maybe even more than that. By a stray there. Nice. I'm glad I took the time to make this bow today, because if we had, imagine how much more annoying this would have been. We had to go through and like fist fight every blaze by hand, like hell no. That away there. And yeah, we got another chunk here that we need to bridge out with, unfortunately, which, again, takes time. Another brick that we don't have that we have to go mine for. It's been about an hour and a half as well. It's currently 12:44 today on September 14th, 2025 here in Florida. Nice sunny day. And a pretty peaceful day at that too, so let's hang out here just for a little bit. Do 10 seconds or something. And I mean, yeah, that's probably about 10 seconds. Good chunk of bones, good chunk of coal that I've gotten out of this too. That's the other benefit of doing all this is we get some extra goodies from obviously killing wither skeletons. Of course, we're really here for their skulls, but I certainly do not mind the extra coal that I get from them. Not to mention magma cream from magma cubes, that's always nice to have. The last weekend I just hit these drop chances today. Bricks again. Notice how it's distinctly on bricks even when it was farther away and not rack, so pretty confident that's the case now. Of course, getting extra magma cream is always nice to have too. Laser shot me from six of them. Okay. I'll pick those wither skeletons before they despawn. We got some more blazes we have to run around and deal with. Blaze shot's probably bound, yeah. Hey, another skull. Very good. That brings us up to 2. And with the one that we have back at home, we are at 3. We can make a beacon. Actually, we have enough skulls to spawn the wither, and if we killed it, we made another star, and then we can make a beacon, but I didn't ask, so, you know. Anyways. Put that around a bit. And, yeah, we're pretty much out of inventory anyway, so that's probably a good spot to wrap that little bit up and go kill the wither. I think what we'll do is we will spawn them down in our deep slate tunnels. We'll go mine through the deep slate just for some more diamonds, and then once we've dug a big enough tunnel, we will spawn wither. I think a zombie pigman wandered through the portal. See it back there when we hit level 5. Go ahead and sleep real quick. I think this is gonna put us at day 100. That's what I'm feeling here. See what we got. And we're at day 100. Hooray! We've done it. Pretty good, all things considered. Alright, let's go ahead and do some cleanup. There we go. Nice, which I will put away like there, I'd say. We'll expand our storage again soon. We're due for another bout of expansion, so we'll have to get to that at some point. Here we go. More ender pearls, very nice. Got some leather. I can go there. That'll put us back up where it used to be. Got some extra food. Got some iron. You can do some good stuff with there. Extra coal as well. Always nice to have. And some extra bows. Our leather boots that we can go ahead and go ahead here. And hopefully some extra soul sand. There we go. Otherwise, we've got everything. So, nothing else to do but to get on down and do it. So, yeah. Also go ahead and just make some extra torches too. For you to see how fast we're going fairly fast. Probably about 10 blocks a second or something, so definitely quite a swim down, but at least we can get down all the same. Yeah. Probably just use one of the subtunnels that we have out to the side here, like this one. Maybe not so close to some lava. Alright, and this should give us a big enough room to comfortably spawn them in. And yeah. Alright, let's rearrange our inventory a bit here. Make sure we are drawn at the ready with our bow. And ooh. Place stays and bound. Not even a scratch. Oh, that was quick and easy. Like he blew a bit of a crater into here, but that's alright. Gotta keep an eye out for any exposed diamonds and things like that too, but looks like we had already picked this place pretty well clean, so nothing up in the ceiling or anything, fortunately, but again, it's alright too, suppose. And yeah, quick and easy, right? Let's go ahead and make ourselves a beacon. We should have some leftover obsidian, and obviously we have some glass. That should be fine as well. And we will tuck all of this extra away. Alright. 5 glass. Here are valuables chest, 3 obsidian. And we got ourselves a beacon there. Very cool. I can go there. And it begins. We need a crap ton of iron. No way around it. Just need a bunch of iron. Now the question is how to get that iron. That's what we really got to sit down and think about here for a little bit. Because we can either comb through the mountains for iron and pick it out and mine it, or if we dig hard enough, we could find an iron ore vein deep in the world that we can take proper advantage of. And I think I'm aiming towards the iron ore vein deep in the world. Looks like there was a mob in that cave too. We may have to take some time to get like that up, but you don't need to be bred at all. You guys are fine. You've hit critical capacity as far as I'm concerned, so I needn't worry about those guys. Go. Let's make just a little bit more carpet though. There we go. That'll get us a good amount out of there. And let's get our shoes. And we're gonna go make a raid on the ancient city again. While I'm getting on the wool, of course. So that's a good spot for us to get to a big cave deep underground, which means that we have a good chance of finding a tough-based vein. And then we can also do some digging for some different goodies in there. So if it's an enchanted golden apple, or hopefully some diamond pants with Swift Sneak is what I'm really after. That's my last big bit. Or if we don't even get those and we just get some Swift Sneak, then that's fine too. Whatever the case might be, let's just get what we can and be happy we got it. That, we've got a pretty good batch of wool. 3.5 stacks worth, in fact, that we can use. And with that 3.5 stacks, we can do anything. So within 100 in-game days, we've got beacon with no pyramid, granted, but beacon all the same, which is pretty good. Perfect iron armor, pretty much perfect diamond tools without villager trading too, might I add. And then a nice area for a base and a very scenic place, and then the ability to mine out some chunks to get the rest of our base going, which again, the amount of resources we're going to need for this is non-trivial, so it will take up quite a lot of our time, unfortunately, but that's okay. We got 30 baked potatoes, which should definitely last us quite a bit, so I'm not too worried about that. We'll just go ahead and pop on down into the world and go ahead and get some iron, hopefully. In fact, let's do a quick little wiki search. Alright, let's see here. Alright, where do we get them? They occur below Y0. That's what we're looking for, literally anything below Y0. And it's not necessarily a more common as you get farther down thing, it's just more of a, this is where it is, objectively, kind of thing. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and pop on through. I ought to make night vision at some point. See how we're doing up in here. Already been here, right? Regen potions I don't care too much about. Iron's super rare this far down, so if we see any iron and it's next to tough, there's a very high chance it's because it's by an ore vein. Break into these rooms. Got a little something here. Ah, binding. Damn it. Ooh, that's a great find though. And I'll take that. These are worthless because of binding. We can't turn them into netherite once they're on. So that is probably one of the biggest tragedies in history, if not maybe ever. So, damn. What a shame. We will take the glowberries though. We actually have not found any naturally yet. Don't need the shards. I gotta ditch them. I don't have a way to get them to remove the curses, so they're worthless. Simple as that. Tragic as it may be. Looks like we've got another Shrieker bomb we get to defuse. Luckily, it looks like it's just the one. Not just one. It's never one, by the way. Oh, bit of a shame, but that's okay. Looks like we got some diamond ore right there. Indeed we do. Very nice. A spoonful though, but we can take that. 2 diamonds from 1. Not bad. We can take it. Any extra is a good extra, so that's okay. Great. Freaker there. We are coming up on another spot that we should be worried about. Fuck me. Ugh, damn it. Let's see. Take a breather here for a little bit. Looks to be nope. Good thing we caught that. Listening to Riptide 2. We don't care about like the sea realistically. I can get that super easy from like anything else, so I'm gonna ignore it. Good chance though. There we go. Okay. Spot we definitely been in for sure. Oh, you think I would learn my lesson by now, wouldn't it? But no, that would require thinking. Seems alright. This little small portal structure that they had. Fuck. Alright, nice strike, unfortunately. If it happens again, we gotta bail, so. A shame about those pants too, man. Mending on those pants would have been very nice, but no luck. No luck, no luck, no luck. You're doing that. Alright. You even see our way out from here? No. I'm willing to gamble on it. There it is. The ruins there. Looks like it's a bathhouse one. If there's gonna be anything in here, there's definitely gonna be something. little worried about. No loot in here at all? Really? Check the water or something. Nope, there just aren't any chests. It's a bit annoying. Right. Yeah. F3B. Can't fucking see. Fuck, you gotta give me something to work with here, man. Can't get away from it quick enough either. Oh, and there's no way I'm gonna dig deep enough in this sea. Okay. Let's calm down a minute. I could fucking see. If I can just pillar away fast enough. Come on. Alright, we're good. Can we see? Okay, perfect. We know where our central place is. Oh, it's right. Forgot I could do that. I have my bow, luckily. Alright. We're looking for our white bit of wool. There it is. Perfect. Alright. Very sketchy, but looks like we'll make it out okay. Good. Alright. Far enough away now, we should be alright. Oh, man. Okay. Not fun. Don't want to piss that guy off too much more. Let's cut our losses, be happy with what we have. Can always go back for that other loot another day, but at least we know where it is. So we've done a pretty good job of everything. Good thing we've made a big enough sheep farm where we can just spam wool and it's not an issue anymore, so glad I had that. And yeah, little dicey. No luck finding an iron ore vein by the looks of it, fortunately, which does stink, but you know, it's not the end of the world. We'll get one day, I'm sure. Whatever that may be. There we go. There. Go, got some extra books, got our diamonds, that, that. Alright, cool. Well, we made it out in one piece, so that's gotta count for something. Sketchy and as shitty as it was, does count, so put that away in there. Very good. Alright, and then we're currently on day 101. Now, again, we want a lot of iron. Only bits that we're gonna get it by is by getting some big ore. Alright, yeah, so just somewhere below Y0, surrounded by tough. That's all we got to go off of here, which we can work with, so... Skeleton rattles. You have a cave nearby? We may have to bail if there's still that warden around here, so I think we'll be okay. Alright, let's go look for some tough. These are tough patches, but they're not the same thing. I haven't found any iron this far deep down yet, have I? I don't think I have. I'm just gonna go strip mining for diamonds, and then if we come across it, great. So, otherwise, my only shot of getting any is by exploring like a large cave, like in the Deep Dark, or rather, like in the Ancient City, and then hopefully we have the luck to come across a big vein, but we probably won't. So we'll see what happens. And if not, then there's always good old mountain mining of just going up through the mountain ranges and picking out iron from whatever's on the surface, but again, not a particularly big fan of that, so... I wish potions were stackable to 16, I wish they would make that change. Not splash potions, but just regular potions, like, come on, man. We're still in a deep dark biome. And this is probably just like a tough patch. Oh, that's lucky. I was looking for iron there, but sure, okay. So I'm just kind of curious, because if we see like any amount of iron ore this far down, it's almost definitely because it's by a vein. This looks like it's just a blob though, so nothing to really write home about, unfortunately. Oh, lapis! Oh my god, yes! Very good. Beautiful. Got almost 2 stacks out of that. Fortune 3. A really good find. And more lapis? Shit. Really good. Apparently in an iron ore vein like that, the tough blocks can be replaced by gravel, but not the mineral blocks, so it's worth checking some of the gravel patches once in a while just to see if we get lucky with some iron ore. Because again, this far down, there should be no iron ore, pretty much, except for whatever we get in those veins, so... We'll just have to wait and see, though. So so hopefully we don't run too hard in the lava here, but we should be fine either way. Over 2 stacks of lapis, so now that we have it, we don't need it because we've already got by with what we had before. But that'll make getting some diamond armor a lot easier, so, you know, we'll take it. And gold. Gold's nice. Don't need gold for a lot yet, so I don't really particularly care about it, but I know I will need it at some point for some golden apples when we get to curing stations, so yeah, we're gonna have it. Again, nothing worth worrying about for right now. Free B to show hitboxes. Nothing should spawn down here, but it's still sketchy as hell because some bits and that's just regular iron. So I guess it does spawn even without tough, but there's still, even if mobs can't spawn in the deep dark biome itself, neighboring biomes that funnel into a deep dark biome are still at risk, so oh, would have set off a shrieker by now if it was dangerous, so I guess that's a silver lining. These veins are supposed to be pretty rare too, so I don't think we'll actually be seeing any for a while, but I would like to imagine that we will, so who knows. But always. That's bad. That's bad. Alright, well luckily we have a super safe and simple way out, so... And we're out, and we're good. Okay. And since everything's 2 blocks tall, we're safe, we shouldn't have to worry about it, but that is always a risk because those are pretty rare to exist down here, unfortunately, but they do exist all the same. And again, we got a nice little haul, so not too bad. We can still keep going though, we'll just have to keep going in a better direction. We're able to compact so much away in an ore block, it's kind of unreal. Whoops. There we go. And it's definitely just gonna be like blob generation. This isn't any kind of vein. Lava, which that's no good. few hours, and it's barely 121. That's pretty good. Yeah, if get anything by digging it up. Still maybe dark. That's the price I pay for being this deep in the world, but at least it's safe by looks. I should just shut up sometimes, shouldn't I? Still seems safe. Never punished. Alright, anyways. Why can't we find like a why can't we find either a tough vein or a lush cave? I'm looking for one of those two. I also want moss still, remember. Like some moss to snack on. Seems as if it'll be a dream that'll never be fulfilled. Lucky. Hey, now we're talking where you got a cave. Incredibly lucky there were no sensors to pick that up. Because I don't actually think I could have picked my way out of here, I'm not gonna lie. Well, only one diamond, but diamond all the same, so we take those. See any iron ore mixed with this, then we'll know for sure. Diamonds again. And glow lichen, but that little bit. Let's keep doing some scouting. That's we're almost at level 50 in Rushwood. There's just 50 XP farm to be built. Yeah, it's such a nice little XP farm, and it's super versatile because you can get. Wait a minute. I just thought of something. Hey, well. The wither, the wither can die by suffocation if I'm not mistaken, right? I'm pretty sure it can. But that gives me a great idea for a wither rose farm that doesn't involve the snow golem method that ENX4 has, where we can use infested allays to generate silverfish, which then are put to a spot where they die and drop wither roses. Which could be very, very interesting if done correctly. In fact, I actually want to check one other thing on the wiki. To obtain a Wither Rose in Minecraft, you must kill the Wither boss. Okay, thanks AI interview for being completely fucking wrong, dickhead. Anyways, the mob killed by the Wither drops one Wither Rose upon death. Okay, so if we were, and I'm just thinking here, if we were able to play our cards correctly, right? What we could do is when we upgrade our, maybe I'd have to manufacture by breaking bedrock on multiple spots. So obviously we need a hole in the nether roof, right, to put our ladder down, so we can have a bit going. Oops. Getting too far ahead of myself here. Hang on. Too many thoughts in my head. Give me a second. Okay. Break a hole in the nether roof. We have a hole in the nether roof. Get up and above the bedrock layer. Everything's good from there. Okay. There's a specific layout, and I forget exactly what it is, of bedrock that you can have that will allow you to spawn a wither in a way that it will physically be incapable of escaping. Now, the reason I mention that is because if we can find one of those spots and have it there where there's just always a wither in one permanent spot that we just leave and he can just stay there forever, right? What we can then do is hook it up to the slime conversion part of our silverfish allay farm. Where remember I have that toggle that I want to build at some point where you flip a lever and it goes from producing silverfish to putting silverfish in a pit. They get splashed with infestation, or not infestation, with oozing. They fall to their death and die. The medium slimes spawn out of it, and then they go through another portal that will then lead them to a chamber where they fall and die as baby slimes. And when they fall and die as baby slimes, I'm thinking that we can have the wither kill them, because that will not only keep its intended purpose as a slime farm, but it will also let me farm wither roses on top of that. So we can build this massive 3-in-1 farm that just farms a bunch of really weird shit that is annoying to get otherwise. Oh, diamonds. Fuck, every time, man. Always worried that there's a shrieker. Not even just the noise, but just the prospect of a shrieker given how tight of a cave we're in right now. Go get those diamonds first and be happy with what we have. But I'd have to definitely playtest it in a creative world to see if I can make it happen, but I think if given the right scenario, the right spot from the spawn at, we could jerry-rig it correctly and do some very interesting stuff. Bad spot would be here. I think we're still on Warden timeout in terms of the fact that we definitely have him pissed off still. There's nothing farther up ahead that's worth scouting. I'm just going to call that there because I don't want to tempt it too hard, because we are in a very tight, closed-in area with no exit plan. So if we get fucked and a warden spawns, like, that's it, basically. Like, there's no getting away from it quick enough before blindness makes it too hard to navigate, and then I'm stuck wandering the darkness forever. Got a catalyst here, though. Should be at least a safe area. Seriously, need to shut up sometime. All in search of the right tough vein that will give me a bunch of iron ore. Now, this looks like a suspiciously weird blob. There's no mention that, because if we dig in it, we might get lucky and get some iron out of it. Got some gold, which is not it, but that's fine too. If it's too big a blob, we may get some iron, so we'll dig through it a bit. Let's see. But it's looking like it's just a regular tough blob and not an iron one, which does stink, I won't lie, but we're bound to get one someday with just enough digging. I just hope that day is sooner rather than later, just to make sure that we can actually make the most use out of it, you know? So that way it doesn't get outclassed by having an iron farm. This seems like too big of one, but then it turned into deep slate, so this is probably just a bigger blob, but not an actual vein. Certainly what it looks like. Well, bit of a shame, but alright, I get it. Let's quit while we're ahead and go back to that one cave. Ooh, lapis. Always lovely to find. Broke the catalyst by accident, but that's alright. I don't tend to use them anyway, so they're more there just to be there in case they're needed, so. Shovel by accident, that's alright. Alright, this brings us back to our main itty bitty little cave we got to work with here. Again, disappointingly, no iron. Pretty full up otherwise, so yeah, we are starting to run out of space here. Oh, right. Alright, let's think. That's where we pillared up to mine our diamonds, and we should have looped down to here, and there should have been a tunnel going, like a spindly little thing going straight down here. There we go. That we can then follow back and down into the actual cave system that we started this at, that had our regular tunnel that we could use. That's good, we found our way back. Granted, we ain't got a lot of stuff that's too useful, but that's alright. So think we can go here for a bit. Okay, that's back to our original tunnel that we were at. Cool. Now we got, and it could just be coincidence, but we have some iron next to tough, which we should always take a little bit of extra time to scout around, just in case. However, I'm going to tell you right now, it's not looking too good here. So, looks like it's a small blob anyways, and it's not very promising at all. Yep, that certainly seems to be the case. Alright, well, done what we could. Here we go. Our main way back to our tunnel that we had. That's cool. Still got a decent little bit of space left to work with, so I guess we can keep mining for a little while longer. Again, I just don't want to build like an iron farm today, or for like a while, so that's why I'm so hell-bent on mining the iron for the beacon and not just getting an iron farm. Because yes, an iron farm is quicker and easier, and you get it forever in the long run, but I don't want it this early, so diamond. A little dangerous though. What would give that away? Oh, save. We're good. Nice. A little bit extra diamonds out of that. Won't ever complain about finding some more. And that's as good as that's going to go there, too. Be happy with that. Tough patch that we don't have to care about. And yeah, we'll just head back and we'll accept it for now. We'll go mine some iron out the mountains or something and see what we can get from there, I guess, instead. It's alright. We're lucky that acacia biome we had seen earlier today when we were looking for a frozen peaks biome. That may have some stony peaks nearby. And with those stony peaks, we can get some extra bits. Right, let's go ahead and cycle all of this away. There we go. Simple like that. And we'll restock on food. There we go. Nice little restock. Sun's gonna start setting here. And yeah, we still just need an absurd amount of iron. And coming back to check on our little experiment, it 100% looks like that they will not grow with torches around them, nor with this bamboo. So yeah, we will have to cut that bamboo away and come up with a better spot to put it in. But, okay. Kinda got jump scared there, I'm not gonna lie. Powdered snow. Okay. Try and keep them out of that. Powdered snow again. The rabbit gets scared. And we'll climb on out over. Got some more powdered snow, so we need to get out of the snow here as fast as we can to make sure we don't get screwed by it. And it's out over these mountains. We have a savanna biome we can go check. And I think it'd be a good time to go out and explore the world for a while too. We haven't done that in a hot minute, so we might get lucky and go get some extra moss or something, and that would be really good too. So Yeah, we'll definitely have to research into the Silverfish to Slimeball to Wither Rose pipeline because that would be a massively huge benefit and a crazy good farm to be able to build. I can't believe I didn't think of that earlier. And again, there's definitely more efficient ways to do it, but for what you're realistically going to use Wither Roses for, go like this. You're going to use Wither Roses for a Wither Skeleton farm once, and then you're done. You're never going to use it again. That's just how it is, right? And then outside of that, I mean, you don't really need them for much else. It's a good source of black dye if you're a lunatic, which, yeah, okay, you know, I don't like building squid farms either, so I can see it, but otherwise, they're wither roses. You know, they're there for giving you the wither effect and making sure that you don't have a bunch of them spawning, but otherwise, what do you care about them for? Nothing. I also forgot to bring any leads with me. Another issue. Not my issue right now, but an issue all the same. We can move them across small bodies of water just fine, so I'm not too worried about it. Let's see here. I think we got a Savannah village out in the distance too. That's cool. Out of curiosity, we're going positive X, so there's a good chance we may be backtracking here a bit. But that's alright. We're just looking for iron. Find out here. A blacksmith out in the distance, but I'm not too bothered to get out there, so that's fine. We got a cave below us, if you heard that bat for a moment there. Yeah, unfortunately, not seeing a whole bunch of iron. A little bit lame. What can you do? We'll head back the way we came then, I guess we can. Maybe try and find an ocean or something that could be good. There's a lot of nasty stuff down in there that I don't want to deal with, so I have the armor and the weapons for it and all that, but it's weird terrain, only for a little bit of iron. Not gonna care too much about it, so, you know. Really need some bits with exposed stone, because we don't have a lot of those. Ow. I think there's a drown down in there too. Hello. I'm seeing those mountains. Got some more snowy peaks, jagged peaks too as well. That's gonna be where we get our iron at. Let's not be too hasty. We don't need to LeBron all the way down there, straight up die. So close enough apparently, but all right. I'm sure we'll be fine. Yeah, I thought I had seen a jagged peak. This is the... Unless I went the wrong fucking way somehow. That's just a flat plane. How in God's green earth did I see a mountain and lose it? That makes no sense to me. I swear there was an actual proper jagged peak. I'd even seen fucking spruce trees. Am I insane? I think I'm going crazy. Where the hell would I have seen that at? Is that where it would be over there? Oh, I totally just went the wrong direction. Yeah, see, there it is. That's definitely it. We're going northwest. Northwest. That's what we want to keep. So I definitely did cross the water to get over there. I just think made a U-turn by accident, not even realizing it. That's my fucking base, isn't it? I'm impeccably smart, if you couldn't tell. Well, shit. That makes things a little bit more annoying. And dumb. Makes me feel like a dumbass, but that is for good reason, unfortunately. Alright, see, like, we're doubling back. Oh, it's because of how the horse snaps my point of view. Ah, I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. The horse keeps snapping my point of view, and then I lost track of where I was looking, so I knew I did see it, but I didn't have the direction because I had lost the direction. Okay. That's good to know, I guess. But yeah, that's definitely our mountain range, 100%. It's too good of a jagged peak, and I would have definitely seen a different jagged peak besides our own, so yeah, that'd be the one. A little bit of iron, I guess. Can't hurt to have. Get what we can, but what we can get is not a lot, apparently. 49, huh? We may leave the iron for another time, because it's been 2.5 hours of streaming, and I'm feeling like we've done a lot today. I think I could be happy with, so I'm not too miffed about it or nothing. Yeah, because that's the mountain range we've seen from our own base, and then this is the snowy slopes that we've crossed over in the past, so yeah. We do want to make sure we're out of this powdered snow, though, so small cave. Nope. Not while on horseback, at least, because that seems just... Found him. Oh, go. another 4 ender pearls out of that. Very good. And we're just perusing a bit. We'll grab any exposed iron we can get our hands on and see what we can do with it. Just got a stack from that alone, so that's pretty good. Go back and go get the horse. He can't be too far. There he is. He's not exactly close either, though, but that's alright. Alright, stack and a half extra of iron. Not too bad. That puts us, which is what we got, 1.5 stacks out of 18. So, if one stack is 5%, then yeah, about 7.5% there. It's not too bad at all. Probably closer to 10 when you factor in the fact that, no, it's closer to, it's actually a little bit lower, but we don't need to sweat that too much right this second. Just need to climb on up our mountain. The horse back off at home. But next time we will go search for more iron and probably ride up over the mountains over yonder, because that's a spot I have very rarely explored, so we'll try and take full advantage of that. Bastard. Not walk off a cliff too steep by accident here. It does a great job of always getting in the way, right? But luckily we got this powdered snow to cushion the fall for now, so that's all good. But yeah, that's going to be our main bit to scour next time, and that direction as well, and I'm sure we'll find some more iron sometime. I just wish it was through a vein because it's all consolidated, so it's a lot easier to get a hold of, but, you know, if not, we can get it the old-fashioned way, actually. So, we got 2 stacks of blocks there. That'll help us get it started, but not too much past that, so we'll get whatever at some point, I'm sure, but nothing for now. Keep that grass block too. Otherwise, that is gonna do it for me today. So yeah, day 104, and we're good. So thank you all for watching, and I hope to see y'all again next time. It'll probably be later tonight, or later tomorrow night. But it'll be pretty soon. But yeah, bye bye for now.